Hello, FlossTube. This is Bonnie Jeanne, also known as PostMuse. This is my channel, Postally Yours, where I talk about my cross stitch and sometimes some books and maybe other things going down the road, but mostly about my cross stitch. So today is FlossTube number 34. And today I will show you the work that I did this week, my whips during the last week, and then also my new batch of whips for the month of March. I decided this year that I was going to try to group my stitching into month-long stitches. So I picked out various numbers of whips to just to focus on during the month. There are 2 stitches that I will have every month because I'm trying to keep up with a stitch along, and also another one that I'll talk more about at the end that I want to persist on. So what is not making it into this week's show is the Peppermint Purple Transgendered Symbol and Mantis Life and Buzz Off. Those 3 I showed last week, but I did not work on them at all this week. There was just, for whatever reason, it was a chaotic week because we had some changes, but I did not get them done. So we are going to start with the one that I had so much trouble with last week. This is In Praise of Pollinators, and it's by the Blue Flower. So this is the close-up. Not bad, it's not great, but it will be much better. So I've been having trouble with this one because there are so many different color changes. So I talked about it last week, and a lot of the comments were that I should just not keep parking the threads, just to take them off, cut them off, and save the bits, because it was just causing me too much trouble. So I didn't get a lot stitched. In fact, I ended up doing some more pulling out because I got lost. So this is all I have done on this one. All I really stitched this week was this little green guy down here. I believe he's going to be a beetle when he's done. So yeah, this is where I am on this. This is on 28 count Flower Power by BeStitchMe fabric. And I do enjoy this very much. So this is the border and it's supposed to go all the ways around. I think that's just an awful lot of stitching for not a lot of show. But you let me know if you think I'm wrong. And I still want to find a gray that I can outline the white. But I want to wait till I get more white in just to see. Because if I start outlining one block of white, then I have to outline all the rest, backstitch all the rest. So I hope to get, this one is going, like I said, this one's going away. I do have a new little notebook that I'm keeping, and I have a color code. So ones that I really want to pull out a second time during the course of the year, get a blue little post-it. The ones that are frustrating me get a yellow. The ones that I just don't want to see again until next year, get a red. There are only 2 reds right now. All right. So that's In Praise of Pollinators. Next, I have Bee Queen, which I am thoroughly enjoying. This is Tiny Modernist, the Bee Queen. She is gorgeous. And right now I'm going to be stitching up this side, and then I'm going to come over and then stitch down, get all of her done, and then I'll come up and on the other side there. So I didn't do a lot, again, there wasn't a lot of stitching on very many things this week, but this is where I am. I'm going up one side. I love her mushrooms. I love this mushroom still needs the light colors in it, but Tiny Modernist does an amazing job on mushrooms. I just love her mushrooms. So this is on 20 count Ada, and it's by BeStitchMe, and it's called We Cantaloupe. 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 And it is a very cantaloupe-y color. So the next thing I have is, I pulled out, was Cricket Seasons. Now this, I was really hoping to get the U done. I'm working on summer, and I really, really, really wanted to get the U done. But life had other plans for me this week. So where I am is I just got the U started. And once I get the other 3 rows of white in here, I will finish the U and then move on to the first M. This is stitching up a whole lot faster than the winter did that I did before. So there's summer, and you can see those speckles are just a very light pink color that are in the S. This one I hope comes out again soon. But I really want to try to touch as many whips as I can this year. I won't get to them all, but what I do hope I can do is maybe in August go back. I'm keeping my notebook nice and neat, and maybe in August I'll go back and take out the ones that I enjoyed stitching the most, because I'm keeping notes, and then I can have a good start on those. The next one was a new start for me last week, and it is going to stay in the rotation this week, just because I think I can finish this. This is Heartstring Sampler. I Need a Fairy Coffee Mother. I am going to change the color of her hair, I think. I think it's a little bit too witchy looking. Not there's anything wrong with being witchy looking, but I think on this fabric, so this is Tuscan, Fiber on a Whim, Tuscan 28 count. And I know it looks like the greens are not showing up, but trust me, in real life, it looks nice. But I think that dark hair on the fairy will be too much. It's a pretty color. So that's where I am, but I think I can make a finish on this one. So it's going to stay out for March. This is a nice one to stitch at work because it's so easy. So she's going to stay in rotation for March. The next one that's going to stay in rotation for March is I Persist, and I will put a picture up here or here. I never know what side it's going to go on. Every week I think, you got to check that out. So again, this one here kicked my butt this week. So this is where I am, and I Persist, not much further than last week. So I've got the Persist in, and that stitching right there, that will be an opal. Now, I discovered a couple of days ago that the red, that very deep red, is the wrong color. It is a reddish color, but it's more on the lines of the purple up here. So it's just the veining on the opal. And I have to take all that out. I didn't discover this mistake until after I had stitched all of the sky blue pieces. And there's a little bit more sky blue up here that needs to come in. So there's a lot of sky blue that goes over this red. So it is going to be tedious to take it out. But I think what I'm going to do is just bring this to work tomorrow, and this will be my lunch break project. I will take out all of that red that's the wrong color red. The other red is much more purpley. So, but again, I'm going to persist. When I discovered that mistake, I almost gave up. I almost said, I'm putting this away. I'm not gonna persist. I'm just gonna put this away. It's too much for me. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, nope, that defeats the whole purpose of the whole stitch by giving up. And the last one that I worked on this week is the Peppermint Purple 2025 black stitch along. And it's hard always to remember which end is up. So let me just fold it a little bit. I should have prepared this one. This one's hard to show because it's so centered. I don't do a lot of center starts. All right, so that's where I am. And the new stitch this week was this one. This was this week's fill. I don't know why, but my camera on my phone is having some troubles. So I did that, and then I colored in the pink flower here. That took me, that little bit of a flower took me well over an hour to stitch in. And it's not that complicated of a pattern, but it took me over an hour. So I think I have decided that I am not going to put the fancy border that goes all around the outside. It's very similar to this, but it's all coming around. I'm going to look on Peppermint Purple site and see if I can find a simpler border. I just know I will curse myself if I try to, because the center section is small and I'm struggling. Part of that is because it is 20 count, and I really shouldn't have used such a small count for black stitch. It's really hard to see the stitches. So those were my whips for last week. And I'm going to show you my March stitches, planned stitches. So first we have the Scattered series from Shepherd's Bush. And I have all the other three. I have Scatter Pumpkins, Scatter Snowflakes, Scatter Kindness done. These are for my granddaughter. And this is the last of the group, and I wanted to have it done last year, but I just kept putting it off. So this is Scatter Sunshine. And this is on Atomic Ranch. Weathered Stone. I haven't got hardly anything started on this. I mean, basically all I have done is just that little tiny bit. So I'm hoping I get a really good start on this, a really good movement on this week. This one is not a good one to bring to work. There's way too much going on in it. There's all kinds of extra little swirls and flowers and bees and so forth. It says Scatter Sunshine and Joy. That's sweet. All right, so that's that one. And next on my list, I was looking at my notes on this one. This is Ink Circles. This is called New Doors. And it says, old keys won't open new doors. And I started this the day that I found out that we had to leave our family home. We had to sell it on Cape Cod. And it was a very sad time. It was a sad time for all of us. So I thought, okay, well, I have to be positive about this. So I never remember which. Okay, so this is all I've gotten done. Let me see if I can figure out. All right, so this is what it is. It's this way. All right, so that's the way it goes, like that. What I need to do, what I want to do this month is get the words in. So most of 2023, I was not in my own home. 2024, I was not in my own place. But now in 2023, I do have a key that is mine. and only mine. And I'm hoping that that makes a big difference in how things go this year, even though it is a rough year politically. The next one I'll be working on is Needlework's ABCs by Little House Needleworks. I did their seasonal, this is not even worth showing you the picture. It's so tiny and it's so hard to read, and it's tilted. So I just got the barest of starts done before I put this one away. This is on Atomic Ranch Eucalyptus 28 count linen. That's showing up nice. And I'm amazed because I did their seasonal ABCs on 20 count Aida, and it's so much smaller. But I like this big one. So I love my ABCs. I love ABC samplers. I have way too many of them. And then the next one is Magical Mystery Tour. So this is a series by Blackbird Designs, and I have all 6 in the series. The only ones I'll be working on for this month are Octopus's Garden, because I started that, and Eleanor Rigby. So those are the ones I'll be working on this month. And both of them are done on, I'm working both of them on crypt cloth. So this is all I've got started on Eleanor Rigby. The very basics start. No, this is not, this is Oyster, I'm sorry. I can't remember but I'll put them in the notes. So this is Eleanor Rigby, and this is Octopus's Garden. I really wanted to get the octopus in, so that's probably what I'll work on the most, is that octopus. I had bought this fabric. It's a big piece of fabric. I bought it for another stitch along that was to be Robinson Crusoe. It was a mystery stitch along, and as the mystery stitch along went along, I didn't care for the way it looked, which is one of the reasons I'm not doing mystery stitch alongs. So if I want them, if they really come out nice and I really want them, I can get them usually after the fact. And if I can't, I don't have FOMO, fear of missing out. The next one I have is Magical Mystery Garden. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler. Oh, I hope I finish this one. Oops. It is on Atomic Ranch Morning Lilac, 28 count. And it's huge. Well, when I look at the picture, I think, oh, that's a cute little stitch. It's not. But I love that. I love them, I love them, I love them. And I was stitching, when I started stitching this border, I was stitching merrily along, like a lot of us do, thinking, oh, this is just a repeat, and it isn't. So I have to be careful on this one. I have to be careful on all of them, because I tend to do that often. And nowadays, I do check. I'm not going to assume, because you know what that means. All right, so that's My Magic Garden Sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler. The next one is another one I really, really hope I can finish, because it really isn't, really is tiny. It's the Kitty Sampler, Little House Needleworks. And this is where I am on that. So cute. I love that it spells out catnip, mouse, purr. And the mouse, see with the word mouse, it has a mouse in the middle. I love it. I just love this. This would be a good one for work. And then next is another series. This is Lindy Stitches, and it is her endangered species. I have all of them. Well, no, I don't have the very first one because I found out about it too late. But I do have the five of the six. I think there were only 6. And the one I'm going to be working on this month is the North Atlantic right whale. This is a very, very rare whale. Not that they all aren't, but this one in particular. And I'm working this on, oh goodness, I don't remember. I've only got the barest of starts on this one too. But next week, I really, really, really want to put some work in this, and I'll make sure I have the name of the fabric. I really want some work done on this. I want to get at least one whale in. It's by Atomic Ranch. It's called Ocean Sand, and it is another 28 count. And then the last one for March, my March is really quite full. Another goal for March is that sometimes I come home from work. I get home at 5:30, but now it's light when I get home. And when I get home, sometimes I sit down and I pull up a silly computer game, like not like one of those ones with the things that you have to move around, but the little online, the app, one of those apps. And I sit there and I start playing those games and watching YouTube, or I'm really hooked on Food Network. I will pretty much watch anything on Food Network. And all of a sudden I realize, my God, it's 10 o'clock. I didn't get a stitch done. So I'm trying not to do that this month, or any month going forward. I am trying now just to stay away from those games. I don't like them. Most of the times they annoy me with ads that are just awful. I'm so tired of seeing women put on makeup to and show close-ups. I'm just tired of it. So anyway, the next one is, I have this entire series. This is the Val Stuff Kitty Calendar. And my idea, I was saying last week, was that I want to get like a kind of like a shallow box, and then paint it and then put some backing fabric on it, and then have little pegs and have the tags for the months and for the days of the month, and then put the cat in, so I have a perpetual calendar. So I have 4 of them started, and I want to finish them so I can move on. This fabric, I believe I don't know the maker, but I believe it's bone. The color is bone, and it's Lugana. I have no idea if I can get more of it, but it doesn't matter. So this is March, and I'll show you my progress on each one of them. This one is August. Doesn't he look like a sailor? This is September. And this is February. So, where am I? So I have, and the fabric is just all a mess. So I'm going to start with March. And I have to look at the picture. All right, so this is March. And this is where I am on March. So this is the one that I've got the least farther. So this is the one I'm going to start with this month. This is all I've got done on March. So it's basically just the kitty's mouth and nose part. And this is a bow. And then I have all the way over here, almost finished, is September. It's very close to being finished. And then I have December. and January. This threads. And the silliest one of all, this is pretty much done, except that I have to take like 5.5 seconds and really tack that boat down. Yeah, the sailboat. And he'll be done. Now let me show you, I did realize I do have 2 finished ones. So this one is February, and I just backed it, and I put 2 snaps on it because I thought I was going to use it for something else, but I've changed my mind, obviously. So this is February, and this is November. So November, I just put just some felt on the back of it and this little bow. And I think this is how I think I'm going to finish them all, with a little bow. Just going to put some felt on the back, and that way in my little shadow box it'll hang up, and then I think I'm going to cross stitch them actually, the day of the week. I don't need to have the year because I'll know what year it is. So I'll have a little perpetual calendar. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. I haven't touched these in forever. But then when I found that I had these 2 finished, I was like, oh my God. Go for it, Bonnie Jeanne, go for it. So that's my plans for the month of March. So obviously I can't stitch on all of these every day, but I want to make some plans, make some progress on them, and see where I can get. And then at the end of the month, I switch them out for something new, except for the ones that have to stay in rotation. So what else? I did go dancing last week, the country line dancing, and I had a blast. The newspaper was there, and they were taking pictures and asking questions. It's our local newspaper. If I do make it to the newspaper, I'll share it next week in my FlossTube. It comes out on Thursdays. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait to go back. And I forgot to say that since I got my own place that's just mine, I've been doing a lot of baking, and I've been having a blast. I really enjoy baking. I enjoy cooking too, but I really enjoy baking. The only thing that I've made that was a super, super success was tiramisu, and I made the lady fingers from scratch, and it came out amazing. I brought it to work with me, and the mail carrier who comes in to work, he said I had portioned them out into little takeaway containers for the people who come into the office. And the postman came back the next day, and he said, I would buy that every week. So I was pleased. And what else have I made? So I've made a lot that were they were absolute flops, but I had a blast doing it. I have to now be careful because eggs and butter is so expensive. However, I was watching an old episode of the Great British Baking Show, and they had vegan week, and I was like, there's nothing vegan that I'm going to like there with bacon. And I was impressed with some of the things. So I'm going to explore vegan baking, so that I can save money on eggs and butter. But who knows, maybe the replacements, I can't pronounce what you use as a replacement for eggs. It's made with chickpea, the juice of chickpeas. That begins with an aquafaba, I think it's called. But anyways, that stuff could be actually just as expensive. I haven't investigated it, but so that's been fun. I bake, and then I bring stuff to work, so I don't have it here to add to my already heavy. I have gained so much weight in the last few years. I've enjoyed all of the comments. I really am very appreciative, and I thank you all for watching. It just makes my day, especially when I'm at work and it's crazy busy. It is crazy busy this time of year, and I get a little ding that says I have a comment from YouTube. I say, put somebody on hold and read my comment. This is a first for me too, because I've never had, when I was working at the post office, I was driving. I couldn't be looking at my phone. And then my job before that was at IKEA, and they were super, 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 super vigilant about not letting you use your devices. They had to stay in your pocket, and the only thing you could use it for is if you had an emergency. But I'm finally back to enjoying my stitching, and I hope you are all enjoying your stitching. I have been watching a lot of FlossTubes, a lot. I'm trying to catch up with them. I do leave comments occasionally, but just know that I am watching you, and I probably have a list of 50 or 60 of them, and I'm not trying to go back and catch up watching the ones that I missed. I'm just trying to stay current, and I'm enjoying it. There's a new one. I'll try to remember to put their, I think it's Under the Elm Tree, but I'll put it in the notes. They've only had 2 FlossTubes, and it's a mom and her son, and her son, he gets so excited about, he's a teenager, maybe young teenager. Hard to tell. I never can tell kids' ages, but he looks to be about the same age as my eldest grandson, and he gets so excited about his mom's stitches, and she is prolific. Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. You'd be amazed at her finishes. Like I said, they only have 2 FlossTubes. So you could very easily get in on the ground floor, and I'll put her name again, or their name, their FlossTube name. The son's name is Ray, but I can't remember the mom. And I'll put it down in the notes, because I think they're a great team to watch, and I look forward to seeing what they come up with. But that's about it. I think I got everything. I have enjoyed it, and happy stitching. Enjoy whatever you have going on this week, and I look forward, those of you who do FlossTubes, I look forward to seeing you this week, or even next week if you're doing it every other week. I am going to try to keep with the every week, and we will see you next Sunday. Bye.